Right now at 6, tracking the storm. A nor'easter is here with potentially damaging winds, rain, and the risk for flooding. We're already seeing rough waves in at the Jersey Shore in Asbury Park. Our First Alert weather team is monitoring the storm's impacts to the tri-state area today and into tomorrow. Good evening. I'm Alan Devlin. Thank you for joining us here tonight. A state of emergency is in effect across much of the region on this First Alert Weather Day. Here's a live look right now outside. You can see exactly what we're talking about here. Even though the nor'easter has arrived, the worst of it is expected later tonight. We've got team coverage throughout the area here this evening. Naveen Dhaliwal is on the Jersey Shore. Andrew Ramos is in Port Washington, Long Island. And Lisa Rozner is in College Point, Queens. But we're going to start with meteorologist Craig Allen here in the studio, who's been tracking the nor'easter all afternoon. Craig.
Yeah, Alan, and I'm watching them hold on to those umbrellas very, very tightly because the winds are gusting over 20 miles per hour, at least to start. They will be gusting over 40 miles per hour at times overnight. Here it is as we track it right through the afternoon. This is the main center of this developing coastal storm, and it continues to move on up right around the Outer Banks of the Carolinas. It's kind of getting elongated and stretching out. You can see this first batch of rain, that's already here. And what it's doing is moving in from off the ocean in a counterclockwise fashion. Notice how it's moving north and spreading west. It's been doing that through the afternoon, so a steady rain falling over Long Island, as well as Connecticut and down the Jersey Shore. And you can see lighter rains are making their way into interior sections of New Jersey and on up into the Hudson Valley. There's your rain outside right now, and it's a chilly windblown rain, too. It's 56 degrees, a north-northeast wind at 21 miles per hour, some gusts over 30 across parts of Long Island, especially in the Jersey Shore. Rain, 1 to 3 inch rainfall for the entire region with 40 to 60 mile per hour gusts, especially along the coastline. There will be coastal flooding. That, of course, all of it could cause tree damage and power line damage. We do have a coastal flood warning for Long Island, Jersey Shore. It's an advisory for the Connecticut coast. Why? Because northeasterly winds are taking the water away from the coast, so it won't be as bad for the Connecticut coastline, but the north shore of the island, the south shore, and down across the Jersey Shore. Look at this. This is practically perpendicular to the Jersey Shore. You're going to get hammered with those tides and that wind. Next high tide is coming in around and a little bit after midnight overnight tonight. And we also have the high wind warning that is over the Twin Forks of the island from about 112 east down the Jersey Shore. The rest of the region, it's not quite as strong, but you're still going to get winds gusting to between 25 and 45 miles per hour. So through the night tonight, you've got wind, you've got rain, and it goes right on through into Monday afternoon. Alan will have much more on this coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Craig, we will see you then. The Jersey Shore is already seeing rough winds, but we could also see flooding and potential beach erosion. Here's a live look at Seaside Heights, courtesy of EarthCam right now. You can see the boardwalk almost deserted as it gets pounded with heavy rain. Let's get out to Naveen Dhaliwal live there in Seaside Heights with the latest. Naveen, I can hear that wind whipping.
It is whipping, and the rain is actually going sideways. It is pelting my face at this hour, and you just said it, Alan, that the boardwalk right now, what should have been on a Sunday, filled with people enjoying parts of it, are still another weekend in October is deserted at this hour. But what people are really watching right now are the waves, the shoreline. I want you to take a look what it looks like at 6:03 p.m. On this Sunday. Those waves, they are big. You can see the current. It is coming onto the sand, and it's the powerful winds and the waves that is the biggest concern because they have the potential to flood, especially here in Seaside Heights that is prone to flooding. Now, we want to show you a social media post of the water reaching the boardwalk in Ocean City this morning. The winds expected to be fierce, up to 60 miles per hour with heavy bands of rain. The strongest impacts are expected late tonight into early Monday when those winds will be at their peak and the tides will rise. And because of all this, local officials are asking you, those of you who live here, even inland, to tie down your outdoor furniture, secure garbage cans, and bring anything that you feel can go flying because of the winds inside. Now here at Seaside Heights, there's a heightened sense of caution as this is a community, as you may remember, that was devastated by Hurricane Sandy back in 2012. And also here this weekend is the annual Ocean County Italian Street Festival, and that has been rained out, and some who came in for it, well, it's a bummer.
Typically, this is a nice, warm weekend that we come down for. Someone's telling us we should relax in our hotel and enjoy time together rather than out on the boardwalk. So we're making the best of it. You got to make the best of things. I'm not disappointed. I was actually just going to go look at the waves because they're amazing. And I think it's about high tide right about now. So, you know, you don't see that every day. So looking at new adventures.
Yeah, that was Bob. He's actually down here for the weekend for that Italian festival from Massachusetts, but he will be spending his time, he says, inside with his family. Officials here are asking you to be weather aware. They say if you see any street flooding, be careful. I'm sure you've heard us say this before. Something you don't want to drive into. You don't know how deep that water can be. And also, there may be power outages throughout the evening into the morning. We're live in Seaside Heights tonight. Naveen Dhaliwal, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, Naveen, staying inside this evening is probably for the best. Thank you. And you just heard Naveen talking about it. JCP&L is reporting about 1,100 customers without power right now, and the utility says it's ready to respond to what could be many more. CBS News New York took a tour of what the company calls its storm laydown yard in Monmouth County. More than 2,500 personnel are there, ready to be dispatched to any issues. The yard is also filled with tents of equipment crews may need, like power poles, replacement wires, and transformers.
We are set up for a major storm. So hopefully Mother Nature doesn't throw that out at us, but we are prepared for worst case scenario. Now, in a worst case scenario, we'd see enough damage that it could still take multiple days to restore, but we've got the crews here to get through this stuff as fast as safely possible.
They are ready. The spokesman says that if you see downed wires, stay at least 30 feet away and make sure your devices are charged to report outages in your area if they happen. Our team coverage moves to Long Island now. Let's get out to Andrew Ramos in Port Washington and Nassau County with a look at the conditions there.
Yeah, well, that rain and wind starting to pick up significantly here in Port Washington. Now, we're here at the town dock, usually a very scenic spot for locals at this hour. With the rain and wind, it's a pretty unbearable situation. Now, officials here say they expect these conditions to worsen throughout the night as a coastal flooding warning is in effect. The region also under a high wind warning. Widespread to moderate coastal flooding is expected in the area, specifically in the low-lying communities during the next high tide cycles. Now, the Emergency Operations Center for at the Suffolk County Fire Rescue and Emergency Services is open monitoring this storm. And Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine assuring residents that the county is prepared, and his office is urging everyone to stay off the roads and avoid travel if you can. Now, the high wind warning is expected to last through 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, the good news, state officials say they are ready to assist New Yorkers with whatever this coastal storm brings. That's the latest from here from Port Washington. Andrew Ramos, CBS News, New York.
And New York City is also bracing for the high winds and the rain, especially the MTA, which has seen major flooding in subway stations during previous storms. Our team coverage continues now with Lisa Rozner live at McNeil Park in College Point, Queens, right along the East River. Lisa, what are you seeing there?
Well, Alan, we're right near LaGuardia Airport. As you mentioned, the East River, it is right behind me. And if you take a closer look, you can see the waves. They are moving rapidly. It is very windy here, and there is a high wind advisory in effect. So the MTA is implementing a ban on large trucks and tractor trailers on its 7 bridges. We heard earlier from the MTA, who is preparing for possible flooding. They're putting down vent covers since drains are not designed to hold large amounts of water, and they say this will prevent 80% of the water from getting in. They are focusing on 20 stations.
Yes, we are prepared for tomorrow. We do have post-tour staffing, and we have overtime staff that's going to stay behind to help with the conditions, any water conditions that we have.
And back here live in McNeil Park, no flooding so far, but lots of rain and wind. According to our first alert weather team, high tide was about 2 hours ago, and low tide is next just before midnight. Then there will be another high tide around 5 a.m. Monday morning. Right now, Governor Hochul has declared a state of emergency for New York City, and because of that, we are not seeing many people outside. We're live in College Point, Queens. Lisa Rozner, CBS News, New York.
All right, Lisa, preparation's all too important. Thank you. And you heard Lisa talking about it there. Some travel delays across our area because of the weather. New Jersey Transit says its coastline service has been suspended between Bay Head and Long Branch through tomorrow. And right now, you're taking a live look from our Newark Airport in New Jersey. If we've got that shot up here, maybe we don't. But I can tell you, inbound flights are seeing delays up to nearly an hour and a half. Inbound flights at JFK and LaGuardia are also delayed by nearly 2 hours. So the nor'easter has already led to a slew of events being canceled or postponed. The Bruce Museum's annual Outdoor Arts Festival, which was scheduled for today, has been canceled. On Randall's Island, Indigenous Peoples Day gatherings for today and tomorrow have also been canceled. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's Out of the Darkness Community Walk, it's been postponed until November 9th. And the Diwali Festival in Times Square has also been postponed. A new date for that event has not yet been announced. Stick with CBS News New York as we weather the storm. We'll bring you hourly updates on the nor'easter right here on our streaming channel, and we'll have full coverage on the late news later tonight. Plus, our First Alert team wants to make sure you head out the door safely tomorrow morning. That's why our morning team is bringing you coverage half an hour early. They'll be on the air beginning right at 4 a.m.